We are St. Louis Earth Day, where every day is Earth Day.
Years after the first Earth Day, the spirit is still going strong. Here's Jeanette Reynolds to explain how it all began.
First Earth Day in 1970 was very, very big. There was a lot of momentum. From that first Earth Day, the EPA was established, the Clean Air Act. So it was very much surrounded around the idea of action. But I know in St. Louis, it's continually built. It's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And with the St. Louis Earth Day Festival, I think it's always stayed true to its original purpose, which was bringing people together for celebration, but then also for education.
No need for modesty, Jeanette. St. Louis Earth Day has been no small part of that continued interest. As a nonprofit organization, it is a place where people can come together to work toward a common goal.
There's one organization called Earth Day Network that's sort of a national organization that coordinates or ties together all of the different Earth Day celebrations that are happening. Some are coordinated by organizations or groups of organizations that's not really what their focus is. Others are put on by government or to have little community celebrations. But ours is unique in that the organization was founded to put on this festival, and then we've sort of evolved from there. But Earth Day Network has told us that we're the third largest Earth Day celebration in the nation, which we're very proud of. We work with a number of different partner organizations to bring our St. Louis Earth Day model of event greening to other events in the area. So we work with large events like Taste of St. Louis and Festival of Nations, all the way down to really small fundraisers, walks, runs, that sort of thing, to make sure that everyone has access to event recycling and composting as well.
One of Earth Day's most popular events is the annual Species Parade, a fun way to celebrate diversity.
The mascot for the St. Louis Rams was there, and we've had the Bicycle Brigade there before, and they're a group of people who decorate their bikes to mimic animals. And so that was such an honor having them there. And you also have kids who have come before the festival has started and worked with the Teachers Recycle Center, and they've built masks and noisemakers as well from upcycled items. So we try to come up with artistic initiatives where we can get children involved, but also adults involved, to have this foot parade that kicks off the festival. We
do try to satisfy or interest as many different people, because we certainly want that hardcore crowd to still see the value of what we're doing, but at the same time we want to appeal to a more diverse audience that maybe isn't generally thought of what they can do for the environment. And we found a lot of people who are interested in things that tie together with cost saving. So for example, saving energy also saves money, and so we get people who want to find out those things that fit both needs.
So often, I think more and more, the idea of environmental sustainability is overwhelming. And so it's nice to be able to talk to people one-on-one about it, and to also talk about it in terms of steps. And so recycling is one step, composting is another step.
St. Louis Earth Day coordinates events to help educate on topics like recycling, composting, and sustainability. They're thrilled to say the response has been positive.
Recycling on the Go is a program we have here at St. Louis Earth Day that focuses on event greening services, and mostly including recycling and composting at your event, and overall waste reduction. The range of events that we cover include everything from your local neighborhood event of 20 people, everything up to the largest events here in town that pull in 30,000 people plus, 300,000 people in fact. It's something like Taste of St. Louis. Half of the reason why we do the events that we do is to not only collect the recycling and the compost and divert it from the landfill, but also to educate folks. Because a lot of people out there need help with recycling and composting. And so not only will we actually collect all the materials to divert it, but we'll also sit around and teach people. And one of the strategies we use for that is called a waste station. And instead of having just our bins out, we actually have a tent with different tubs, one for recycling, one for compost, one for landfill waste. And folks can come up with their waste, could be a plate of food or a couple of cups or something, and we'll have one of our staff or a volunteer inside the tent to help them divert their waste properly. So we can say your cup goes in the recycling, your food goes in the compost, and your number 6 plastic plate unfortunately would go in the trash, or whatever it might be. So that's a great way to engage people and to hopefully teach them about proper waste diversion that way.
It can sometimes be easy to think green means boring, that it's all e-flower children and hippies, which cupcake goes where. But make no mistake, these activists enjoy getting their hands dirty.
Most of the time we're actually diving into trash cans to pull out recyclables and put them into our bins, and vice versa, taking out things that can't be recycled or composted and putting them into the trash cans. So you'll see some bins, and you'll see us, and you'll probably see us in the bins. There's a wide variety of people out there that come to us because they want to get green, and they're aware of what we do, and they're gung-ho about it, and they want to make a difference.
So with greater mainstream awareness and with the efforts of organizations like St. Louis Earth Day, how are we doing?
It's always a work in progress for sure. So yeah, I think it's come a long way, but we always have a lot further to go.
We're getting there here in St. Louis, and a lot of people are on board for it. And then when they see us at an event, they think, oh, cool, St. Louis Earth Day, you guys are fantastic. And it's really nice when you do an event and people come up to you and they say, thank you so much for doing this. This is a really cool idea. We really appreciate it. It needs to be done. And I say, I agree with you. We're really glad to be here. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to do this, for a living and to make a difference like this. St. Louis, for your next event, think of recycling on the go.
To learn more about St. Louis Earth Day, visit their website, stlouisearthday.org. For an opportunity to be featured on All About Business St. Louis, please call us at 888-352-0093 or register on the website allaboutbusinesstv.com.